What if coffee never existed? One of the world's most loved drinks, completely gone. Well, first we'd have to erase one of the most popular morning rituals from billions of people's routines. Waking up without coffee could lead to chaos. Many rely on that first cup to get going. Without it, there would be grumpiness on a massive scale. The workplace would be a very different place too. Where are those coffee breaks that help us connect with colleagues? Those brainstorming sessions over coffee? Or those office romances that start over the coffee machine? Yep, none of that exists in a world without coffee. Sure, there'd be alternatives, tea, yerba mate, energy drinks, but they just don't have the same effect or tradition. In this video, we're brewing up a world without coffee. And let's not forget the personal side of things. How many of us have fond memories of enjoying a coffee with friends or family? What about those cozy evenings spent sipping a hot beverage while reading a book or working on a hobby? Imagine all those moments erased from our lives. But beyond the personal impact, coffee has profoundly shaped global history. From the rise of global trade routes to the evolution of work culture and even influencing major historical events. If coffee had never been discovered, the world we know today might not exist. So let's take a deep dive into this caffeine-free reality and uncover some of the fascinating ways our world would be altered. The absence of coffee would leave a void in the global marketplace. Today, it stands as the second most traded commodity in the world, right after oil. Removing coffee from the equation means millions of jobs would cease to exist. Farmers who cultivate these beans would be out of work. International traders who facilitate their global movement would become redundant. Baristas and cafe owners worldwide would find themselves in a position where their skills are no longer in demand. Even shipping and logistics companies that rely on transporting coffee beans would experience significant downfalls. This ripple effect extends to local economies too. In regions where coffee is a staple crop, the absence of coffee would lead to financial hardship, potentially sparking economic instability and changing geopolitics. For instance, countries like Brazil, Ethiopia, and Colombia would have a completely different history. Their economies would be less developed, and their roles on the global stage might be minor compared to how we know them today. Now let's shift our focus to the cultural landscape. Coffee houses were once the central nervous system of society, serving as hubs where intellectuals convened, artists found inspiration, and revolutionaries planned their movements. They were the original third places, as sociologists called them, after home and work. Eliminating coffee means saying goodbye to these cherished social spaces. Cities like Vienna, known for its rich coffeehouse culture, or Istanbul, where the tradition of Turkish coffee is deeply ingrained, would lack some of their unique charm. And what about those cozy cafes tucked away in Parisian streets, havens for artists and writers? No more cafe society in the City of Lights. Furthermore, the absence of coffee would result in the loss of numerous cultural traditions. Ever heard of the Ethiopian coffee ceremony? It's a beautiful ritual involving the roasting, grinding, and brewing of coffee, often accompanied by traditional music and food. This ceremony is an integral part of Ethiopian culture, reflecting its history and social values. But in our world without coffee, this and many other similar traditions would vanish, leaving behind a cultural landscape less vibrant and diverse. But wait, there's more. Coffee has played a part in some of the most pivotal moments in history. During the Ottoman Empire, the control over coffee trade routes became a matter of strategic importance, influencing diplomatic relations and conflicts. Even in the Cold War era, coffee houses took on a new significance. They evolved into places where spies exchanged secrets and information. No coffee, no espresso. Inspired Italian architecture and art. And in a way, no coffee, no Renaissance might have unfolded in Europe. Artists like Michelangelo and Da Vinci, who found patronage in coffee houses, might have met a different fate. Without coffee, intellectual movements, artistic revolutions, and even political changes might have taken different paths. Erasing coffee from history alters the course of human events in ways we can't even fathom. And then there's the health aspect. Coffee has long been associated with a myriad of potential health benefits. Studies suggest that moderate coffee consumption can improve energy levels, enhance mental alertness, and boost overall performance. It's also linked to a lower risk of certain conditions like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and even some types of cancer. Removing coffee means denying people these potential health advantages. Moreover, coffee has been used as a tool to combat fatigue and support productivity, particularly in industries where long hours and high levels of concentration are required. In a world without coffee, workers in fields such as healthcare, emergency services, and transportation might face increased challenges in maintaining their focus and stamina. Of course, we can't overlook the impact on science itself. The study of caffeine, the active ingredient in coffee, has led to countless scientific investigations into its effects on the human body. Research has delved into topics like caffeine metabolism, its impact on sleep patterns, and even its influence on genetic markers. Eliminating coffee would mean a decrease in research surrounding caffeine, potentially hindering our understanding of this widely consumed substance and its impact on our biology. It could also limit studies exploring the link between coffee consumption and various health outcomes. Let's not forget about the environmental implications either. Coffee plants are a significant part of the global ecosystem, providing habitats for various species of birds and wildlife. These ecosystems, particularly in countries like Brazil and Colombia, play a vital role in maintaining biodiversity. Additionally, the process of cultivating coffee has led to interesting environmental adaptations. For example, in Brazil, coffee plantations often have shade trees, which provide habitat and food for animals, and also help preserve the soil's natural fertility. Removing coffee from the equation could disrupt these delicate ecosystems and lead to alterations in local climates and biodiversity. Finally, the disappearance of coffee would certainly cast a shadow over the culinary world. Forget about those delicious coffee-based dishes like tiramisu or the Vietnamese egg coffee. Even baking, which relies on coffee sometimes as an ingredient, would be affected. And who could forget about the world-renowned barista competitions where coffee is elevated to an art form? Without coffee, these culinary delights would no longer exist. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's woven into the fabric of our daily lives, cultures, and economies. Its absence would create a ripple effect felt across every facet of human existence. Yes, maybe we'd sleep better, but we'd lose a lot more than that. A world without coffee would be a much slower one, devoid of the rich traditions, connections, and even health benefits that this beloved brew provides. And now, it's your turn. Would you miss the comforting aroma of freshly brewed coffee in the morning? How would you feel about losing those cozy coffee shop gatherings, or the bitter taste that wakes you up on chilly mornings? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences and feelings matter, and if you found this journey through a caffeine-free reality intriguing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. More videos about the what-if scenarios are on the way. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. Stay curious and keep asking those what-if questions. You never know where they might lead us next. Until then, stay caffeinated, and I'll see you in the next video.